Hey y'all, welcome to 5-Minute Bible Study, where a 5-minute journey through Scripture can change your life. Today we're going to look at Jesus driving out an impure spirit. And this is found in Mark chapter 1, starting at verse 21 and going through verse 28. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went into the synagogue and began to teach. The people were amazed at his teaching because he taught them as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. Just then a man in their synagogue who was possessed by an impure spirit cried out, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." "Be quiet," Jesus said sternly. "Come out of him." The impure spirit shook the man violently, came out of him with a shriek. The people were also amazed that they asked each other, "What is this, a new teaching and with authority? He even gives orders to impure spirits, and they obey him." News about him spread quickly over the whole region of the Galilee. So what we have here is a story where Jesus and his disciples go into Capernaum. Again, they're still in Galilee. They go into Capernaum, and it is the Sabbath. And as is their custom, they go to synagogue. And while they're there at synagogue, Jesus went to the synagogue to teach. And this is normal. The rabbis at the time would go in and they would teach from different Torah scrolls and whatnot, or maybe some of the prophets or these type of things. They would have their service together. They would worship together. There would be alms given to the poor during this time. There would be lessons and teachings from different rabbis going on as well. And what was amazing about this is that the people were amazed at Jesus' teaching. You had all these other rabbis and religious leaders around, but it's Jesus' teaching that amazes the people, because he's teaching as one that has authority. And this authority is the authority of the Son of God. This is the authority of the one who wrote the Torah, the one who brought the Torah about and he is preaching and teaching as one who knows and who's living these things. He is, the Word made flesh. And so the people are amazed at his authority. Then there's this guy that walks in, and it's a guy who is possessed by an impure spirit. And this guy cries out to him and says, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? What do you want with us? We know who you are. You're the Son of God. You're the Holy One of God. We know who you are." And Jesus' response is, "You be quiet and you come out of this man. You be quiet and you come out," and the spirit leaves. And that impure spirit comes out of this man. And the people are amazed. They are amazed at what Jesus is able to do. Do you see that? Do you see how that word just keeps popping up in this passage? They're amazed at his teaching. They're amazed at his authority. And they're amazed that even the impure spirits, these demonic spirits, these things that hold people and shackle people and encumber people, these things that can hinder growth and these things that can just hold people down, they're amazed that Jesus has the power and the authority to drive these spirits out, to get rid of them. They're amazed at what Jesus is doing here. And this is a new kind of thing for them to see. And so what ends up happening, as anything that happens that is amazing, think of the last amazing thing you saw, and what did you do? You went on Facebook, Twitter, probably Instagram or something, and you were social mediaing up. You were calling people, you were texting people, telling them, "Let me tell you about this amazing thing I saw. Let me tell you about what I just saw. It was amazing. I can't even believe what I just saw." You were telling them, and that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens during this time. The people are amazed, and the news about Jesus spreads throughout the Galilean countryside like wildfire. The news of him spreads like wildfire. But there is a scandal that is taking place here, and the scandal is the fact that Jesus does this on the Sabbath. And you're going to start seeing that there's healings, and that there's driving out of spirits, and that there's all kinds of stuff that Jesus does on the Sabbath that flies in the face of the religious leaders of Jesus' day. So what we're going to start seeing here is Jesus doing great work, Jesus doing amazing work, miraculous work, but then we're going to start seeing people coming against him. People are not just going to be amazed and want to follow him. There are going to be people who want to come against him, and it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with his detractors as well as those who choose to follow him. So my question for you today is this. What are you going to choose to do? Are you going to choose to follow the one who amazes? Or are you going to choose to be the one who is part of the detractors, the crowd who scorns Jesus because he's doing work on the Sabbath? Whose side will you take in this argument? I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we continue this 5-minute journey through the Bible.